All right. Welcome back to yet another audio commentary.
Yet another.
And
Yet
another.
another audio com.
And we're wearing the same clothes that we've worn in the past two. It's okay though. We're doing them all at the same time.
We even though these were recorded on different days, we made very sure to wear the same thing.
So we got some more episodes to two more episodes to do audio commentary for. One is one of your episodes, and one of them is one of mine. So the first one we're going to be starting with is one of your episodes, which is the Crusin series, which is kind of a goofy episode, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It is. I specifically, I called it Crusin on the N60. I don't know if it's still titled that, but like the original title was Crusin on the N64 because I knew there were some other things. Like I think there's a game on Game Boy Color, and then there's like a sort of reboot on the Wii. And of course, there's the arcade games, and I just had no real way of looking at those at the time. So I really just made it about the N64 games and my experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's
get to it. All right.
Oh man, I remember that opening.
That's just like we put those on episodes that were kind of a like a short episode that we didn't feel deserved.
No, this is like 9 minutes.
That was you shot that in your garage, right?
Yeah, so there's a green screen. I actually can't believe it's as halfway decent looking as it is. I like hung some kind of green screen. I forget.
But the footage is yours. You actually recorded out your window.
Yeah, so I was on. I took a GoPro from work on my lunch break, and I used gaffer's tape to tape it to the windshield. And I just recorded as I was driving along, and every once in a while there would be a comment on the video that's like, "Eyes on the road, try." I'm assuming no one has ever watched this video and assumed it was real.
Yeah, I can't imagine anybody would. This is a game
so
that
yeah.
I don't really have much familiarity with them.
I mean,
I think that it adds like kind of a goofiness to it that.
Oh yeah, it gets.
You don't really see in a lot of our episodes.
Yeah,
I mean,
it gets goofier later.
This is a bit more in your face kind of humor.
Yeah,
but the key
but I played it straight.
Yeah, I played it straight. That's the important thing. Is we like to put humor in, but we always pretend like it's not actually humor. Like it's we don't draw attention to the fact that it's funny. I guess we just like play it as if it's completely natural.
So, I believe the Crusin USA arcade cabinet actually touts something about it's powered by the same
the Ultra 64
technology as the N64 or something, and in reality, the Crusin arcade cabinet has almost nothing in common with the N64, from what I understand.
Really,
and certainly, the visuals are different between those versions. This is a game that it was an early N64 game. There wasn't a lot to play in 1996, and a friend of mine bought it, and we really enjoyed playing it. And years later, I kind of wanted to get it. I was like, I haven't played Crusin USA in a while. I really enjoyed playing that. I want to get it. And then I borrowed it from my friend and played a little bit. I'm like, oof. I think I'm going to get Blast Core instead.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you were talking for a second there that you were saying, when I was kid, I couldn't believe how realistic it was because bugs splatter on your windshield.
Oh, yeah. At the time, that blew us away.
It's so realistic.
Yeah.
As if you ever run into situations where there's just tons of bugs just splattering on your windshield at one time.
Well, I mean, some places in the Midwest that can certainly happen. Making a U-turn.
Yeah. What I think is funny is I remember you released this at the when we were at MagFest.
Oh, that's right.
It was the MagFest that we first met Game Dave.
Oh yeah. But so the first Crusin, like I kind of lost my interest in it for a while, and then I believe it was at MagFest. It was probably the previous MagFest. I was like, you know what? Like, this is a bad game, but I'm going to get it anyway. And I bought it. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling it again. And so then I got Crusin World, which I was impressed with. You know, it was actually a pretty smooth playing game. It was better than I thought it would be. I had a lot of fun with it. It kind of adds this like wheelie pop mechanic that you can see.
The flipping?
The flipping. Which, you know, I don't think I ever totally figured out if it really gained you anything in terms of true speed.
It just looks
But
really funny.
it definitely helps you like launch over other cars. You end up going to the moon.
I like when it cuts back to you in the car, though, and your car is like flipping end over end outside the window.
Yeah. I don't think that's coming up, isn't it?
I think so. And you just play it completely straight.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that mechanic, that wheelie mechanic, definitely added. Yeah, it does speed you up a bit. It does speed you up.
Yeah, because it looks like it's like a nitro.
It's almost like the wheelie for the bikes in Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah.
You know, I had this thing where I felt like hard cuts looked weird. I think with this Z-axis motion, so I was always doing these like zoom fades.
I can see that. I mean, in some ways,
I don't know if I would agree with that now, but I at the time I was like, oh, the hard cuts feel weird. I don't think I would do that now. I think I would just like choose better footage that cut better together.
Yeah. Or you cut to B-roll in between.
Yeah. I'm going through the car wash sideways.
I mean, that's pretty humorous. It's actually funnier than I remembered it being.
Like that, like splatting against the window, like it's actually pretty convincing.
Whoa, that's super
So
fun.
this is Crusin Exotica, and I feel like this was what really made me want to do a video on the series because I got way more into this game than I expected to. And this kind of just has you go to, you know, I guess just some more far-flung reaches of the globe. I mean, I guess it's not that different from Crusin World in that sense. Maybe they tried to pick some more exotic locations, but and I guess you go like into space and stuff too.
And underwater, it looks like.
And underwater, this is like Atlantis or something. But it this like really plays up like the whole like I think there might be a more advanced trick system than just doing flips, but I never really got like into it. But like you can like you're like flipping the whole time playing this game. And I got really into how stupid it was. Like it was really fun. And this was like it's just good dumb fun. I mean, you can't really make like an academic you can't like vouch for this game on like
it's truly magical. Your voiceover for the is like it's truly magical.
It's so dumb, but it's just like it's really fun.
There's those bugs on it.
Yep.
And not only that, it's like you're flipping backwards.
Well, I think that might be. Is that the way they flip in the game? I don't know.
They don't flip. Oh yeah, they do flip backwards.
Oh, they do. So it was intentional. But you know, this is like very much like a a B tier series, or maybe even a C tier series. But it's just like.
But it's an A tier video. I don't know if this would be like an A tier video.
But it's good, dumb fun to just kind of kick back to. The fun thing about the first Crusin USA is like you can like do this tour of the US in like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so it's just like
it plays it kind of straight in the first one. And they're like, well, we need to do a little something more interesting.
It's just like it's just like a fun thing that you can just like pop in. like it can get a little difficult. The other two games I think are more challenging, but
Yeah.
like if you just want to play like a quick, easy run of Cruising USA, you know, you can be done in like 20, 30 minutes. You know, it's just a fun thing to like kick back to.
Is there a particular reason why you chose to play the entire third game as the police? Is that like a fast?
I mean, look at me. I'm pulling into KFC. I guess that's where I ate lunch. But I think I just liked how that car handled.
Oh, okay. What's funny is that it's definitely has that GoPro fisheye lens look to it.
I hate GoPros. I feel they are super overrated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't used like a more recent GoPro, but the battery life is awful. The video quality is not that good.
Yeah.
They get really hot. I am not impressed by them.
Yeah,
I know they're even used professionally a lot, but I I forgot about that. But yeah, I am not a fan of GoPros. I mean, they can certainly be handy, but you know that's about the best use I've ever put a GoPro to. That was it was my works GoPro, so I didn't care.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do it with anything else, really. I mean, you could do it with a phone now if you wanted to, I guess. But...
yeah, it was just the easiest way I could get that footage. So.
All right, so next we have one of my episodes with a couple of special guests in it, and that is the Sega on the Xbox episode. I remember doing this episode when it was really, really hot out, and it's very hot up in the attic here, and I remember it was halfway through the summer, and it was just sweltering hot up here. While making it, I don't know why I think of this video when I think of that, but all right, here we go. January 31st. Oh, it has subtitles on for some reason. I don't know why it has subtitles on, but can't do anything about it.
Are they burned into it?
No, definitely not. I wonder if I have something checked on there that makes them have subtitles. Oh well, you know what? It's gonna have subtitles.
I mean, if people, people might like that.
Yeah. I got my Swedish Fish T-shirt on.
Yeah. Are these subtitles like specially uploaded? Like are these like?
Yeah, they should be on the video. These probably are the subtitles.
These aren't like automatic.
No. Microsoft's Xbox. As far as I know, maybe not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. See, yes, it is new. It's like I don't know why it has like the thing there. Whatever. I mean, I can't turn it off without starting it over.
Fine. I mean, people might actually appreciate this.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when I think the Dreamcast's most iconic game was the Xbox was very much like a kind of a weird successor to the Dreamcast. It
That's
seemed
what
like
a lot of people think of it as, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like, in a lot of ways, it felt like a Sega system. Unfortunately, it didn't quite set the world. But I got that T-shirt. I got to talk about the T-shirt for a second because I think I'm one of the only people that has that T-shirt. It's like an officially licensed Swedish Fish, which is my favorite kind of candy, by the way. And I got it from this company called Confectionery. It was like Confectionery something. And I remember I found that shirt, and I wrote to them. I said, "I'm going to get one. You know, what kind of shirt is it made on?" Because I really like American Apparel, like T-shirt styles. And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's American Apparel, and you know, if you buy this, you'll be the only person who's ever bought one from us." So I bought it, and recently I was wearing it, and I looked up my receipt for it and the company, and they are no longer around. So I might be the only person that has that Swedish Fish shirt. Just that Radio Future. Pretty good game. A lot of people say that it's not nearly as good as the first one, in that it dumbs down a lot of the gameplay. I personally liked it more because I don't really like the QTE style like painting where you have to input like directions on your analog stick to like really to do each movement of the painting. In this, you just like hit the button when you're close to the tagging, and it will automatically do it. And I kind of prefer it not having to do the QTE style stuff.
I mean, I have not ever played much, if any, of this series before. I know it's very widely beloved, but just like the concept doesn't really particularly appeal to me.
Yeah, I could see that. I can
So
see that, but
it's never been a big priority for me, but I can certainly respect that it is well loved.
Yeah, see, I'm talking about dumbing down the tagging system. See how you have to input the directions, and I just didn't really care for that too much, even though it's a lot more intense in terms of like having to complete your mission. You know, you really have to rush. I see, yeah, I say it brings down the tension, and it does. But I prefer a more fluid experience that the second one offers.
Was there a version of that game on the Dreamcast, or
No, only the first one.
Was it an arcade game originally?
No, completely.
So it was built for the ground up for consoles.
Yes. And I mean, it's interesting because the first one came out at a time when Sega was really putting everything that they had into the Dreamcast, and was just like releasing amazing game after amazing game.
Yeah, it's such a unique library to have been built up in such a short period of time. And what's really interesting about when they first went third party was how they put very different games on, for the most part anyway, on GameCube, Xbox, and PS2. Like they had specific ideas about, like, we think this game will do well on this system. They just made it for that one system. It was an interesting approach.
Yeah. And you know, Crazy Taxi is another one. You know, I guess the first one was on a whole bunch of systems, but they only put 3 on here. I guess it was on PC as well. But it did come out in the arcade, as far as I know. Like maybe it was after the fact, though.
Yeah, I have no idea. This Crazy Taxi is a series that, like, I loved playing the first game on my friend's Dreamcast when I went over to his house back in the day, and I was just like, oh man, this game is great. And then when it was coming out on GameCube, I'm like, yeah, I'm buying that. And then
you never did.
I bought it, and then it was kind of like, oh, this is a fun play at your friend's house game. It's not really a fun own game.
Yeah, I can see that. And you know, the third one adds, you know, has all the levels and drivers from 1 and 2 in it as well, which is cool. But I still think the first one is better just because it's more of it's like a more pure experience. They added like the whole jumping mechanic in the second and third one, and it just seems it's like, well, how do we make the sequels more interesting than the first game? Because they can't just stick with the same formula. So they got to make it.
I definitely want to get like the Dreamcast version of the first one someday, just to have. I mean, it's an iconic game, and I do have some nostalgia for it. But at least at that time, it was kind of like, oh, you know, like I really liked it, and then I was kind of done with it. I guess it's almost a similar thing to Crusin back in the day for me. You know, it was like, oh, I love playing this at my friend's house, and then when I was thinking about buying it, I was like, ooh, maybe not. And then years later, you get it, and it's like, oh, well, it's actually kind of stupid fun. You know?
Yeah.
Which Crazy Taxi definitely is stupid fun.
See, I had to find a version of the music for that game, like a karaoke version. It doesn't have any singing, or else I would have gotten flagged. And this video has not gotten flagged.
Oh, Shenmue 2.
So I still have not played either Shenmue game. I've got the Dreamcast version of the first, the Xbox version of the second, and the Xbox One version of the 1 and 2 collection. And I pledged to the 3 Kickstarter. And I still have no idea if I care anything about all this. But I want to give it a good shot. I really don't know what I will think of it.
So Shenmue was released in Japan
And we got our first guest star. We got Johnny Millennium, who Happy Console Gamer, who we had just met at Too Many Games, I think.
It wasn't paying off
pretty like a couple months
so
before this. Man, that shirt he has is awesome.
You know, you can tell that he's really there because of the shadow, but
Yeah.
like something about that arcade cabinet like makes the background look fake.
It does. It really does in a way.
Like, doesn't it look like way bigger than him?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's been superimposed in there. It does make it
Yeah.
look like it's
weird.
green screened.
It's a strange trick of the camera.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times in his own videos, he zooms in a lot closer, and you know, I've heard that his table that he sits at is like on the floor. Like he sits on the floor.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Obviously, I guess you'd know that with the arcade machine there, which I believe is a Street Fighter 2 machine.
Like Johnny,
I got Joe.
really disappointed that
See, the thing is, I didn't really play a lot of Shenmue. The first one was I was kind of didn't really love it too much, and the second game I barely played it as well. But I really thought it needed to be in this episode, so I got two people that have played it quite a bit.
Yeah, I really have no idea what I'll think of these games.
Well, I mean,
when
it's
do
time
get to them.
management, so you'd probably like it a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of intimidating that way, though. You know, it's like I feel like I'm getting into something like pretty big, I guess.
Yeah.
And something that I guess I'm afraid of it being kind of obtuse too. I don't necessarily mind games being a little obtuse, but you know, I'm just worried about it taking too long to finish. You know.
Interesting. That was kind of an interesting shot that I did there. It's almost like a handheld shot, but it wasn't.
I really like the story in Shenmue 2. If you think about it,
It's like this is like foreshadowing, like current game sack right here.
That epic, but it just, you really kind of connect, and you are walking everywhere, doing everything.
But I mean, he shot this for me, and it was like a long thing, and I was able to, I had to trim it way down.
You either love or hate this game, and honestly, I'm really glad I love it. I mean, why wouldn't
I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot to say about Shenmue 3. I mean, 2.
Than I ever could have. But I have to admit, while gathering footage for this
See, I spent a bunch of time with the game. While I was recording for this, I was like, oh, I kind of want to play this a bit more.
Finally get it.
But I'd probably play the HD version now on the Xbox One.
Yeah,
Which
I probably will as well.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, this is a game that I see in game stores all the time, and I've like always kind of wanted to get it, but you said in this that the controls take some getting used to, and I've always been kind of like unsure if I would like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play because you have to.
What are you doing with the light phaser there?
Because when it was being developed on the Dreamcast, it was being developed as like using like a light gun and the analog stick at the same time. But you have to. The thing is that makes it so tough is that you have to like move and you have to click in the stick at the same time to like use your like dash. So like clicking in and moving left and right is if that kind of thing annoys you, which it doesn't feel very natural, I guess.
I mean, I can see how that wouldn't particularly feel natural. Is it the left stick?
Yes.
I mean, but a lot of games don't some modern games put the dash on the stick as well.
Well, they do, but I mean, this is like you
go in all
dash and you
directions.
just like and you press it once and you keep on doing it. Here you have to do it every time you want to like you'll see me kind of dash back and forth like right there. Like every time you see me doing that, I'm clicking it in.
That does sound a little unintuitive.
Yeah.
Or not unintuitive necessarily, but
I mean, you watch like the demonstration, you see like all these crazy moves. It's like I can't even imagine being that good at it. But I did start to get kind of good at it after a little while. Like,
I mean, do you have to really be good to play it decently? I mean, you should stream it sometime and see, you know, how it goes.
Because I've had a hard
Well-
enough time wrapping my head around this so-called easy character. I can't even
Maybe,
imagine
maybe.
the
I mean, I got
The soundtrack is all right from what
pretty
I've
far
heard.
in
I
it.
always loved how heroic. The
Oh,
first
you
couple
see
games
this game
were.
pretty
You could
commonly,
really tell
so
this was a Dreamcast
Yeah,
game.
I got like a.
I'd like to give it a try. I mean, it looks cool.
But with maybe a smooth.
Yeah, I remember I had it when it came out, and then I was like,
Pretty
I
good, though.
I just
And I'm
cannot play
always a
this,
fan of a steampunk
and I ended up
style.
getting rid of it, and I got it at a Goodwill for
Really quick. I remember its
for real
price dropping
cheap.
like a rock almost immediately after release. And
See,
those
it
that
just like it
give a
didn't do
shot
good when
would
it came
probably
out,
turn
so
off quickly by the controls,
I
like
paid full
myself.
price for it, and then it was
But I
like
think if you put the
$20
time and effort
in
to really
a month and a
understand
half or
the
something like
nuances
that.
of the controls, it's probably hugely
For
rewarding.
as much
I could
as
just never do it.
Sega's stuff, like it's like how many games they were releasing, it seemed like none of them really did that great. Especially like any of the Xbox games that they released, it seemed like none of them did very well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, for some reason, I remembered you not spending much time on Gun Valkyrie in this episode.
Oh yeah, well,
For some reason, I thought it was one of the ones at the end that you're like, "Oh, I might look at these in the
For as long
future."
as it's been around,
no, I think it
it's
was
been a
that's
staple
the
of
the
Sega's
From
library.
Software games, the
Yu Suzuki
Oh,
Otagi.
wow.
Racer helped cement
Yeah,
Otagi
yeah.
1 and 2.
I've also had my eye on those just
Would it be
because
until
I'm
nearly 17 years
I'm
later
curious
when they
about
received a
From
direct
Software
Oh,
games.
look, there's my
from-
After Effects shot.
I think after
Oh.
that much time, they couldn't possibly recapture the feel and
Oh,
excitement
Outrun
of
2
the game.
is
It's a
so
total
good.
classic and practically perfect.
Yeah,
It is so
it's-
good.
Sure, they do
Now,
recapture
doesn't it
It's
supposedly run better on PS2? Or I always get confused about Outrun 2 and Outrun, was it
There's
2006
three
or
modes in
whatever?
play. Outrun Arcade,
I
Outrun
get
Challenge,
I get
and
I get
Outrun Xbox
I
Live.
get
Yeah,
these
those
Outrun
aren't
sequels
online
that came out
anymore,
around
so
at
let's
this
make that
time. I
two
get
main
them
modes
mixed
of
up.
play. You'll spend
Yeah, well,
most
there's
of your
the
time in
there's
Outrun
just general
Arcade.
Outrun 2,
There
which
are
was
two
arcade
important
and
submodes within this.
came out on the
Outrun
Xbox.
mode
It was
has you
exclusive
driving
on the
through 5 or
Xbox.
15 total stages,
Mhm.
And
trying to
then
get to the end of the race before the
Outrun
timer runs out.
2006
At the
Coast
end
to
of each
Coast
stage,
came out
in
on
classic style,
the
the road
PS2
forks that you
and
either head
also
left for an
Xbox. And the
easier
Xbox
stage
version
or
is
right for a
extremely
harder
expensive.
stage.
I don't think I've ever
Heart
seen it in
attack
person.
mode. Heart attack mode? Huh. Now, only
But
you have to
it's
worry
it
about
is
the time limit.
it's
You
totally
also
worth
have to
just getting
impress
like
the lady
the
that is riding
vanilla
the
version
Xbox.
if you don't have any
How
of
do you do
them.
that?
Like you should
Well, by
totally
following
get
her
the
directions.
a normal
Sometimes
one.
she'll
It
tell you to
has
pass as
some
many
good
cars
stuff, and
as
it's just like a
possible.
really good
And
pure
other times,
racing
she'll line you up with
arcade
crazy
experience.
drifting
And
action.
I mean, I
Alright,
would say that's
drifting?
probably my
Well, that was in
favorite
the original
racing game.
game.
It's just like
Outrun 2's
I love
primary gameplay
drifting,
addition is being able to
and
slide
it's
around
so
curved
easy.
turns
You
and
just
come out
tap
of
the
them
brake.
without
You just
losing
like take
too
your
much speed.
finger off the
Simply
gas and
your,
tap the brake, and then
foot
hit
off
gas
the
again, and you
gas,
just like
tap the
start
brake,
drifting.
and land
It's
the gas again, and
Mhm.
you'll be able to hug a corner
really,
someplace
really
Kind of similar to
quick.
Ridge Racer, really.
It's
Yeah.
exhilarating.
I think in Ridge Racer you got to
Although-
double tap the gas, but I might be wrong.
I mean, but it's a similar simplicity.
Yes. And if-
Although in this it looks like you drift way longer.
Well, you can stay in the drift for a long time. Basically as long as you want. And I mean, the stuff I'm showing here is like this is all in the vanilla version. It's well worth getting just the vanilla version if you don't have any of them. And next time you see it, you should get it.
One of the most iconic aspects
But
of
you-
Outrun was always its
It
music.
has
So
the
the-
original
but-
unlockable
Thankfully,
too.
Everything is represented
But then
very nicely.
Coast to Coast
They
was
even
the
included
one
some
that
new
came
music,
out on
but I just
PS2,
skipped
right?
over all
Yes,
those
yeah.
because I'm always gonna
So
have
what
to
between this and that on PS2, what
can't
should I
say
get?
enough. Outrun 2 is completely
Um,
awesome. And this is coming from
The
someone who's not
Xbox
much of a
version,
racing
even
fan
of the
in
first one, like
place.
runs better
Everyone
than
deserves
than
that.
even the Xbox
So
version of
thankfully, it didn't
2006.
stay exclusive to the Xbox
Okay.
for long.
But
A
I
short
mean,
time later, Sega would
I mean,
release
you're
an updated
fine with
version
either
on
one.
both the Xbox
Yeah, see,
and
2006 it has more
Outrun
content,
2006.
but
Mhm.
just vanilla Outrun 2
Version had
has
number
a
of
decent
additional
amount,
challenges,
especially since
Yeah,
you
I
probably
mean,
paid less
you
than
know,
10
hey,
bucks for it.
which
these
despite
days I'm not
the
looking for
Outrun
like
itself,
tons of
a lot
content
fans
anyway.
felt it was slightly lacking in extras.
It's just really, really fun to play. And next time you see it, you should get it.
Yeah.
Especially on the Xbox. Sega has some really great games.
It's almost like I cut
thought
out
that these
something
were
there
the
where I said,
most notable.
especially on the Xbox.
But you're probably thinking,
Oh, there it is.
Panzer Dragoon
Oh.
Orta, and people are saying, is that ever coming?
Well, that one's just so
Yeah.
good that it really deserves its own.
I mean, it
episode.
deserves its own video for sure. I mean, just over like a
best games
series
in the Xbox
video.
entire
Oh,
lineup.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's
You
especially.
can always hope
I'm
that
glad I didn't do it
perhaps
at the
one
time
day
because now I can
Sega will return
play
to
it
that
looking
place
really
where it was
nice.
obvious that they love
Oh,
these
yeah.
games. I have faith. Do you?
Oh man, I see. I've not done a developer on X system in a long time.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe that's something I should do.
I've got ideas
Next,
for them
if
that
you
I'd
go
like to
down
do.
on a toilet, you've got to tap the button to get the turd out.
I
And
don't-
He's talking
it's
about
really
the.
hard to get the turd out because Rio is, pretty much constantly constipated.
He's talking about
That was fun.
QTE where you gotta hit the button like really fast to make Rio poop. And he like sits there forever. It's like I didn't even pause it either.
Is it frozen?
It might be frozen.
Man, his green screen is like
It's so bright.
perfect.
I know. It's like it's almost fake looking.
Yeah, it looks like he green screened himself out and then put a green background behind him.
Yes, that's what I thought he did. But he just has specific lights on it behind him. But yeah, I mean it's pretty good green screen. I'm jealous of the green screen. Not that we really do much green screen stuff anymore.
Yeah.
But all right, so that was Sega on the Xbox, and yeah, I think that's and Crusin, and that's gonna do it for this commentary. And let us know if there's anything else that we haven't done commentaries for that you'd like to see. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Later.